Brooke?
Tony?
Brooke?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. My phone is down to like 3%, so I was hoping you were here. All right, what's the address, Mark?
2943 Foxborough Lane.
All right, go Foxborough.
You know where that is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I live here in Holland.
Awesome.
Lane, not court.
Lane.
Yeah. Uncle Mark made a point of it.
Definitely Lane, not the court.
Is there a difference?
I wonder who my next... Oh, they didn't want to wait. I was going to say I had another pickup after you, but they did not want to wait. They were like, I don't want to wait for an Uber driver.
What?
Very impatient people.
They're missing out. Missing out.
I can't help it. I'm like the only driver in town.
In Holland?
In Holland,
Pretty much.
You are like
Pretty
all
much.
over the place, right?
I am. Like, I just went out way down by the end of New Holland out by the lake.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, I don't get service out there. So I was trying to start this guy's trip. And I was like, oh man, do you got like your friend's Wi-Fi password?
Oh no, shut up.
And he's like, no, why? And I was like, okay. So I get back up to Butternut, and finally I was able to start the trip. And I was like, all right. I was like,
Or you just wasted half a trip on.
well, all right. I was like, I'm gonna go get that one fixed at the end of my night. I won't
Can you
forget
adjust it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh look, they did re-request. All right, I gotta find out where they are. Let's see, where are they gonna be at? Abby from 234 South River. So 234 South River, that's gonna be Parrots. What? Yeah, that's Parrots. Yeah, 234-ish in that area. Normally, I drive Uber out in Grand Rapids because
Okay.
it's more prevalent out there. Obviously.
Yeah.
We're from Chicago.
Okay.
And we only go by Uber. And so now out here being their one Uber driver.
Well, and like Uber's kind of new to the area here. Like
Okay.
it just started in the Holland area about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Wow.
And
So you must have had
So you would...
his cousin about 2 hours ago.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 9:30 or something?
well, no, because I was out in Grand Rapids then.
Okay.
Yeah, I got back. I had to drop off at the courtyard, and I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, and I sent my girlfriend a text like, well, hey, do you want me to hang out here, go back to Grand Rapids? And I start heading back toward GR, and then I got another pickup out here. So I was like, all right. I was like, well, I guess I'm staying out here tonight.
Guess I'm staying out.
And normally, it seems like it's a habit now. I come home for a couple hours, and then I wind up staying out here for the remainder of the evening, which isn't bad. I mean, I don't mind it. It's way closer to my house.
Yeah.
It takes me 15 minutes tops to get home instead of 35 minutes.
Oh, which is what you get if you're in Grand Rapids.
Right. And the thing is, like in Grand Rapids though, it's always going to be busier.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the thing. Like in Kalamazoo or Detroit or Lansing, it's always going to be busy in those areas because Uber was initially in those areas and people are used to having it. People here that tried to get it a couple years ago, they, when they tried to get it a couple years ago, they couldn't. My girlfriend's texting me now. I thought she was in bed. She said something about distractions. I don't know what she's... I think she's been drinking this evening. But yeah, it's like when people tried to get Uber a couple years ago, they'd open up the app and it'd say, oh, Uber's not available in this area. So now that it is, they're kind of like, is it available? Is it not available?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we came to come out, so we're from Chicago, and when we went to go out tonight, his cousin said, oh, there's no Uber here. I'm like, oh, okay. Sure enough.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, it's really hit or miss. You might get lucky and get a driver that's here at the time with the app on.
Yeah.
Or else you might not. Like, there's another driver, he drives an Escalade, and his name is Anthony. He's a black guy. Well, my name is technically...
Tony.
Yeah, well, I changed my name to Tony on the app, but
Did you?
originally it was Anthony. I had to jump through a lot of hula hoops to do that, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, my tax readout for it says Tony Anthony Guerrero. And I was like, no, my legal name is Anthony. I was like, my nickname is Tony.
Tony, right.
Like Tony the Tiger. Rawr. Well, I picked
What
up...
did you say your last name was?
Guerrero.
Guerrero.
Yeah. Kind of like the pro wrestler Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yeah. No relation. I wish he was my Uncle Eddie. Yeah.
Cool.
You know, maybe when he passed away, I would have got a little bit of money or something. But maybe not.
So, but you were saying you had to jump through a bunch of hoops.
Yeah, because
there's you, and then there's Anthony.
Yeah, and they were like, well, you know, it's a security issue. I was like, how's it a security issue? I was like, well, because when I initially signed up for Uber, it kept saying that my social security number wasn't valid, and I was like, really? I was born in the United States.
Yeah.
I was born in Grand Rapids. I was like, so I don't get, and so I had to go down to the Uber office in Grand Rapids.
Oh no.
And they were like, well, where did you sign up? And I was like, well, I signed up through Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? My nickname on Facebook is Tony Baloney.
Oh.
So it was saying
there's no match with that name.
So I'm saying like Anthony Guerrero, and they're like, well, and they're looking at it, they're like, well, it says Tony Baloney. And I was like,
you're like, of course it's not going to get validated.
Right. I told him, I was like, okay, you guys need to fix that. I was like, how did you not realize that was the nickname on Facebook? And they're like, well, it pulls it from the Facebook app and it populates it as your information unless you specifically change it.
Well, why would they use the Facebook instead of like the normal register or the nickname, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay.
Because the nickname is going to be different than what the actual name is.
Obviously. Well, yeah, like I picked up a guy on Halloween weekend, Crazy Clown Killer. He signed up with Facebook. That was his nickname on Facebook. I was
you still picked him up?
You know, when I pulled,
I'd be like, hell no.
when I pulled up to pick him up, like I was in a group of people. Everybody's dressed in costumes. It's Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, all right. And I'm like, I had my window cracked, like just a sliver, and he walks up and goes, Crazy Clown Killer, and I was like, yeah. You know, like, it's like, how do you?
Yeah. That's I guess that's it. Fair. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, all right. And he hops. He's like, yeah, man, I signed up with Facebook tonight. And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, why would you do that? I was like, why wouldn't you check the nickname first before you do something like that?
For this.
And he goes, oh, dude, no, bro, it's cool. And I was like, no, it's not cool. I was like, because literally there's been shit stories all over the news about these dudes standing in the woods in clown outfits.
That's right. That did happen.
Yeah.
That was around Halloween.
Yeah, it was right at the beginning of, or the end of September, beginning of October there, up until right before Halloween.
Crazy.
So I was like, oh my God. I've also learned very valuable lessons, like driving Uber. Like when I first started driving, I was picking up everybody. And I had to pick up one night at a bar downtown Grand Rapids called Tavern on the Square. When girls get in your car, when there's 4 of them, they're very drunk.
Yeah.
And they like to share every bit of information with you. You know, because you're like Dr. Phil of Uber when you're driving them around. Because you're their hero. You know, you're saving them from the mean streets of Grand Rapids. The super mean streets. And I remember they asked me, like I had just started driving full time, so I was making really good money from it. And I was like, oh yeah, and they asked how much I made. And me being naive and stupid, I'll never do that again, but I told them how much I was making. And the one girl that was sitting next in the front passenger seat, like her eyes got huge. And so when we got to where they were going, they're like, do you want to hang out? And I was like, oh no. I was like, there's like 4 of you and 1 of me. I was like, that's where the 2-minute man thing comes into play right there. I was like, and I'm like 10 years all of your elder. I was like, there's no way that's gonna happen. And then like, are you? I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I was like, believe me, I'm sure. I was like, I will kick myself.
Confident about this decision?
I was like, I will regret this tomorrow. I was like, but believe me, when you sober up, I was like, I'm not that great looking. I was like, I'm just an average dude. And so they're getting out of the car, and the one girl's like, oh, but you're so cute. And I was like, right now I am. I was like, but not tomorrow. You know, and it was, I would like to say that's the only time something like that has happened, but I've had a girl try to pump my leg.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was pretty intense about it. I was like, sweetie, I was like, you need to stay. And it was in this car like 3 weeks ago, or what was it about?
You're like, look, I'm trying to get you home.
Did she hop in and she's alone in the
it was
front
her
seat?
and 2 of her very manly looking female friends.
Oh,
and it was her 26th birthday, and she was I think she was trying to hump my shift lever. I think that's what she was trying to do. And she's like, what, you don't think I'm pretty enough? And I was like, sweetie, I was like, look, I was like,
I'm just trying to drive.
Right, I was like, I'm just your driver. I was like, I'm a perfect stranger for you. I was like, I'm just getting you home safe. You know, and New Year's Eve was fun too. Again,
imagine.
I drove a carload of girls, and one girl, she had taken off her underwear when they were at the bar. So she was getting free drinks all night. Go figure. Well, when they got in the car and she was sitting behind me, she like plopped them out on my shoulder. She's like, "This is your tip," and I was like, "Those are your underwear."
I don't need that.
Right. That's what I told her. I was like, I don't want your underwear. Well, then for the next 15 minutes, her and her 3 friends were yelling at me for not wanting her underwear. And I was like, contrary to popular belief, it's like not everybody wants to get your underwear. I was like, I know why you got free drinks all night though. And she looked at me, she goes, "Are you saying I'm a slut?" And I was like, I'm not saying that.
I didn't say that.
Right, it's like those words.
But I thought that, no.
Yeah, those words never came out of my mouth. I may have thought it mentally, but they never ever came out of my mouth. But yeah, it was, I love driving Uber though. I still get the craziest, funniest stories, and I love reminiscing about them with other passengers. Is it this second one up here?
Not this one.
Not
The
this
next
one?
one
All
up
right.
here. Yep, right here.
I used to deliver newspapers over here.
No kidding.
Yep, at the Holland Sentinel.
This one.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well,
All
thank
right, you guys. You have a good night.
We will. Good luck on your next fire.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Hopefully Abby isn't too drunk.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, take care.